Yo, so guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to What If Yellowstone Blows Up in 2021. And I mean, yeah, this is by Riddle. This channel, like I've said many times, is one of the channels that I really enjoy reacting to at the moment specifically. I don't know why, but I mean I know why. It's because I enjoy his videos a lot. But yeah, just the topics are always just random and just things that I feel like I'd be quite interested in. And I feel like people watching would be interested in as well. But yeah, I mean, if you don't enjoy these videos, obviously you don't have to watch them. But we're going to get into this. Shout out to my Instagram, my Twitter, links in the description for those who want to follow. We've got a few pretty cool videos coming soon, with a lot more editing than usual. So keep an eye out for those if you're sort of interested in like other sort of content other than reactions. But we're going to jump into this and yeah, suggest some more reactions you want to see in future. Suggest some more sort of videos you want to see in future. Yeah, man, let's jump.
This picture was taken by the ESA's Sentinel-2 satellite in August 2021. In this picture, the Mount Etna volcano erupts for the 50th time within the year. Mount Etna.
50th time within the year? Wait, where is Mount Etna? I know the name, but I don't know where
Is the most active volcano in Europe.
It's Italy, right?
Every time it erupts, it gets taller due to the accumulation of ejected lava. In 2021 alone, the volcano has grown about 30 meters taller. Although Mount Etna was once underwater, today it's the tallest volcano in Europe.
And it's getting bigger. That's ridiculous. How did I know this?
Its height reaches 3,357 meters above sea level. And it doesn't just grow. Mount Etna brings death. It covers 2.5 times the area of Vesuvius. And since the 13th century BC, the volcano has drowned several cities and hundreds of thousands of people in its boiling lava. In the past, its eruptions caused droughts and landslides. In 2020, the volcano came back to life. The ash plumes rose as high as 5 kilometers. All flights through the area had to be canceled, and maybe that's just the beginning. But what other volcanoes are about to become active? What will happen if volcanoes go extinct? Why don't people leave the slopes near dangerous volcanoes? And what's the real danger of eruptions? Not all of Earth's volcanoes are active, but it doesn't mean they're harmless. In 1912, the entire city of Kodiak in Alaska went dark for 2.5 days. Residents claimed they couldn't even see a flashlight at arm's length. Buildings crumbled under the 30-centimeter layer of ash. The reason for this was the eruption and the birth of a new volcano, Nova Rupta. This resulted in an entire valley filled with ash. The eruption lasted 60 hours, and it was the largest disaster in Alaskan state history.
60 hours? Wait, what? I've just clocked like how crazy that actually is.
Ash. The eruption lasted 60 hours.
What? What's like the usual sort of time an eruption will last? I just thought they were like maybe like an hour at most. Obviously you've got the smoke, which will sort of be it'll be smoking for a lot longer. Smoking, however you say it, releasing smoke for a lot longer. But like the actual sort of lava erupting, etc. I thought that process was just like an hour. Maybe less, maybe a little bit more, but around that sort of time. 60 hours.
And it was the largest disaster in Alaskan state history. The rumble of the eruption was heard 1,200 kilometers away in the city of Juneau. However, layers of ash do seem safer than layers of lava. In 1783, half of all livestock and a quarter of all sheep and horses in Iceland were buried alive.
But that's scary, man, because Iceland's so small. This could easily happen again. It's such a small island. Isn't it made up of volcanoes? So, I mean, like, an eruption like this happens again, they're going to be dealing with the same issues.
The Laki volcano spewed 42 billion tons of basaltic lava onto the surface, burying 2,500 square kilometers of inhabited land. The ensuing starvation killed 1/5 of the Icelandic population, and many more people outside of its borders. When the eruption products made their way into the Gulf Stream, the flows spread them around the world. people died from poisoning in the British Isles and throughout Europe. And this wasn't the only case in which water made things worse. In 1883, a 40-meter tsunami destroyed more than 150 villages on the Indonesian coast. The same number of people were injured. The tsunami was caused by a shockwave induced by the eruption of the Krakatoa volcano. It was the loudest noise that was ever heard in recorded history.
Like, I don't know how it would work. Obviously, this is just film footage. It's obviously not real. But you see how, like, it's like the shockwaves, right? You see how this is like coming across the ocean? How would that actually look like in reality? Like, I know it wouldn't look like this, but there would still be a degree of this that probably is somewhat real, right? Again, I don't know. I don't really know physics or whatever. So, I mean, I'm not too sure, but just the idea of this, man. Imagine that just coming towards you. You'd be shitting yourself.
Heard in recorded history. The sound traveled a distance of more than 4,800 kilometers from the volcano. Atmospheric shockwaves circled the Earth 7 times and were still felt 5 days later. The total number of fatalities was at least 36,000. Today, these volcanoes are dormant. However, even all 3 of them put together are not as destructive as one supervolcano. The thing about supervolcanoes is that their eruptions can lead to apocalyptic changes on the planet. The hazard of a supervolcano eruption is comparable to an asteroid impact. They emit clouds of hot gases and ash, which consists of loose particles of obsidian, volcanic glass. When it's released into the environment, all that material creates a kind of reflective screen that barely allows light to pass through. The planet simply freezes. The good news is that they only erupt about once every 100,000 years. The bad news is that for some volcanoes, that time has already come. Thus, Mount Etna pales in comparison with the Yellowstone supervolcano.
Bro, I mean, I always hear things to do with like people living somewhat near or in the state of where Yellowstone is. I mean, it's going to affect everyone, man. If you're like living here and you're thinking, okay, let's maybe move to like Texas so we can avoid this if it ever does arise, you're still going to have these issues. It's going to fuck us all. The
last time Yellowstone erupted was 640,000 years ago. The eruption resulted in the complete evacuation of magma reserves beneath the volcano and a crater collapse to boot. That's why the Yellowstone volcano doesn't look like a mountain. It's a caldera, a volcanic depression. Last time, the volcano spewed more than 1,000 cubic kilometers of dust and lava into the atmosphere. That would be enough to cover a large city with a several kilometer thick layer of dust. Although this time, it's not waking up alone, but simultaneously with another supervolcano, the Long Valley Caldera. In March 2016, its seismic activity surpassed Yellowstone's. This was evidenced by a series of earthquakes throughout California. Due to the threat of a super eruption, the U.S. government, under NASA's auspices, is funding projects to prevent it. One of the ideas brought forward is to cool the magma beneath Yellowstone by drilling holes and injecting water. But why is it better for us if volcanoes keep erupting? Without volcanoes, there would be much less destruction on Earth. But active volcanoes are a good sign that there's still some energy within the planet. The eruptions release the heat that the Earth accumulated at the very beginning of its formation. The Earth is gradually cooling down, and it's better not to hurry this along. If the
Wow, I didn't realize that's what eruptions were like sort of proved then. So in reality, we actually kind of need them to keep happening so like life is somewhat sustainable. Because if it gets too cold, then I mean, yeah, we're all fucked. But yeah, I'm learning a lot from this, man. Why wasn't school like this? Because I'm finding this so damn interesting. I've always found volcanoes like cool to learn about, or just fun to learn about. But I'm just learning loads more than I've ever known before.
Volcanoes stop erupting, agriculture will come to an end. That's because, together with the lava, a large amount of soil nutrients, such as metals, salts, and minerals, come to the surface. No minerals would mean no new calcium, iron, sodium, or potassium. Without them, fertile soils will be depleted. That's why people don't leave the slopes of Mount Etna, and why they return there after eruptions. The slopes are just too fertile to leave. In addition, without volcanoes, there would be no copper, zinc, gold, or platinum, and the jewelry, electronic, and electrical industries would collapse. A stone age would reign once again in the world. But that's not the worst part. The scariest part is that volcanoes play a crucial role in the carbon cycle. Disrupting its flow would kill all plants, and without new plants, there'd be no oxygen. If volcanoes stop erupting, all living things will slowly start dying.
What? Bro, they're like so damn important.
In this regard, the Earth...
They're like so damn important. That's a good way to put it. But like, god damn.
would become like its lifeless planetary neighbors. The thing is that a volcanic eruption is the result of tectonic plate movement. Tectonic activity is essential for life. For example, most of Venus is composed of basaltic rocks, once ejected with lava. And Mars has the largest volcano in the solar system, Olympus Mons. However, Venus doesn't have plate tectonics due to the high temperature on its surface. And as for Mars, even if it was tectonically active, it was only during its first 100,000 years. Lack of tectonic activity on both planets led to the disappearance of carbon dioxide and complete sterilization. In fact, active volcanoes have been spotted on Io, Jupiter's moon. Telescopes detected the ejection of matter up to 150 kilometers high. However, the reason for this is not tectonic plate movement, but Io's position relative to Jupiter. Io regularly finds itself between Jupiter and its other moons, leading to strong tidal heating. But overactive volcanism makes the moon's surface uninhabitable. This video could instill fear in some of you or increase your worries, just like Mount Etna did to the residents of Italy and all of Europe.
Is Italy? I knew
but
that.
Look at this picture of the Mount Etna crater.
You shouldn't be afraid of volcanoes. In fact, you should give them a light.
What the fuck was that ending? But yeah, man, flipping hell, I really do learn so much more about just general sort of things like this than I ever did during school. This man's voice is one of a kind. The Yellowstone eruption would be a real pain in the ash. Only Riddle could go from a volcano on Earth to a volcano in the solar system. Just burped, sorry about that. As long as Earth is geologically active, life will go on. Volcanoes are Earth's give and take away, then life returns. Yeah, I mean, I guess we need these sort of things to sort of keep everything running, man. Keep everything running as smooth as possible. I mean, again, one of these volcanic eruptions every, I don't know, 10,000 years or 100,000 years, however often it is. It's needed. I mean, yeah, it's needed. So, I mean, I guess all these cooling ideas about, like, drilling holes and, like, putting water into it isn't possible. But again, I don't know if, like, sort of the idea of that is still being put up and, like, people are still deciding whether to do it or not. I don't know how much of an effect it actually would have, because obviously we aren't going to be here forever. So I don't know if it would have the effect to the point of where it would affect us in the next 1,000 years. I assume it would be still in the next millions and millions of years. But again, I don't actually know. So I mean, I'd be interested to know if anyone knows in the comments how that sort of is going. And I'm talking specifically of, like, when he said they're trying to cool the lava down in the volcanoes and putting water into it, how that would actually affect us. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. Again, more of these on the way. This channel is elite, man. I'm not gonna lie, this channel is becoming my favourite channel on YouTube. But yeah, if you want more of this stuff, suggest it in the comments. Until next time, like, subscribe, peace.